Hello my lovelies and welcome to another crafting video. So today I thought we'd just have a little play around with making some tags, and just quickly to show you this, we're going to be using these art tags, large art tags, and they're actually in our Ko-fi shop. So if you haven't already been and got yourself a set, then please go along and get yourself a set of these art tags. Now they're not computer generated, these ones. These are actually from real life artwork and that David produced, and it's a technique called verreglaze, which is the reverse painting on glass. And he actually had an exhibition in Chelsea in London Town Hall quite a few years ago now, but he's utilised a section from some of that art to give us these lovely tags. Now, art tags aren't necessarily everybody's cup of tea. Not everybody wants to make an art journal, but I want to show you the different ways we can use these to make tags for our junk journals that aren't necessarily art inspired, and we might not want them quite as bright as this, so we can dampen them down somewhat. So we have this one. This is he did this as a triple, so I mean I cut them out individually or use it as a triple, where we've got two the same on either side and then that one in the middle. That's one of my very favorites. Then we have these three, and then we have these three. So you can see they're very bright, they're very vibrant. You can use as is if you're making an art journal, or you know, you can use them for loads of things, and I'm going to layer them up today. So that is those. Go and help yourself to those. Okay then, so what I did then was had a bit of a play. It's got a bit of thing there. A bit of a play, printing different sizes off on the computer. And also I got some plain brown tags out, and I've done some stenciling on those. I've done some that I'll do in another video because they're not dry. I've done some texture paste ones as well. So I've had a little play around with doing some using some of my stencils on there. They're free of traces. Yeah, so just put yourself different things out and just have a play around really with layering. So the first one we're going to come to, so I cut myself also some brown cardstock that I just get from Amazon. It's got a nice heft to it. It's not overly thick, but it's got a nice heft to it for layering. So I've got one of my smaller ones. Let me just trim that little. That black edge, you can leave it on for one look. Cut it off if you don't want the black edge showing. So really, that, you know, digitals, you do have to invest in them. They're not usually too expensive. Many different creators do different things, and I like to show how we can get the most out of the kits once you've bought them. So I'm liking that on there. Let me glue. So I hope you're all well. It's Wednesday here, and it's a really lovely sunny day. We've had to shut the blind down a bit because there was a lot of shadow. Dare we say we have to shut the blind? We're so pleased for some winter sun here instead of that drab grey. So just get my bone folder. Just ease that down. Is that a little bit wonky? It is. Let me see if I can straighten that out a little bit. Looks wonky to me. It's stuck now. I don't know. If it looks a bit wonky to the eye, it's annoying. And it probably is that I've not cut the card that square, you know. Nothing to do with how wonky I've put it on. That looks a bit better. Still a bit wonky at the bottom. Sorry. It's shaking my table. I don't know why. That's better. That's better. Okay, so we've got that layer on. And then here, I love this. I've just used some, what have we got? Archival ink, Cornflower Blue, Ranger, and through my stencil. I really like that. It's a lovely colour. Now, we've got these little holes already stamped out because they were bought like that. These little brown tags, they're so inexpensive. You may as well buy them. I haven't got anything that cuts that fancy bit out. So that is going to go on there. Now, I've got some seam binding. Oh, actually, it's not. It's sari silk, this. It is sari silk. And I didn't know whether I wanted to put a little bit in there or not. What else have I got? I have got some string. I think actually I just like this. So I'm just going to put that in here. Just to give an extra decoration. I might not like it once it's in. I might change my mind once it's in, but come on. Oh dear, I'm having terrible trouble with my fingers at the minute. Come on. That's it. Okay. Don't need quite as much as that because we're... All right. Yeah, I like that. So we're going to put that down. I love crafting when we've got that lovely winter sun shining in it. It just makes you feel uplifted, doesn't it? Now, I don't want it too near the top because I might put a top on there. I always find it... Hello, we don't want you to come and play today, thank you. Right, I've got these flowers I'm obsessed with from Shein, believe it or not, and I really like them. I'm going to put one of them on there. I think really that, you know, a lot of the things, if we get some of these cheap crafty editions like the acetate flowers and things on Amazon, I think they're probably the same stockists that Shein use, but I found them quite inexpensive on Shein. So whether they work directly, I don't know, but I've been really pleased. Now, I got some die cuts from there, and I have to say I'm not impressed with those. But then I'm never impressed with the ones that I get that aren't Sizzix from a machine, to be honest. There isn't enough. What am I doing here? I can't get it out. You know how you've got to have the texture coming through so that it actually cuts out your stencils cleanly. Well, the cheaper ones don't have thick. They're not very thick, and often then you don't get a clean cut. Right, that's laid on there. Now, I don't do a lot of inking, but you know, sometimes if you are wanting to change up a look, especially with tags. I don't tend to use a lot of inking on my pages and things, but with tags I think sometimes you can just get, let me just edge that corner, that should I say, not edge it, before I ink it. You like my homemade daubers from top of my glue. They're just perfect, these large glue tops, my Scotch glue. They make perfect. Right, so I like that. It just gives that a little bit extra. Now, I've got these words. Let's have a look what we fancy. You are your best thing. Quite like that. Don't want it about there. Okay, do I want a bit of topper on that? Yes, that's... These are just from my snippet rolls that I did on the machine. Do I like it that way? You know what? I don't know if I like it at all now. Don't think I do. I think that's all right. So we'll leave that one. Love it. I love it. It's gorgeous. So can you see? Now, if you find that that's a little bit too bright still for you, what I tend to do, I've got these, which are, they are the range in the UK. It's their version of gelatos. So, you know, if you want to dub that down a little bit more, the artwork, shall we say it's a little bit too bright, I find that these are, and actually like how it's just given that white edge to our tag. Yeah. And can you see? It's just taken down the brightness of it if the brightness is a bit much for you. So that's one. Right, next one. Use the large size as is. Then I've actually done some red stenciling on there. And then I've right enjoyed myself today doing all these stencilings. Now, do you know, I quite like that on there. We'll see. So on here, I think we will put a little bit of this orange sari silk on there. Let's see what that's like. So nothing much to tell you has been going on here, really. It's been pretty quiet. I always think January, February are pretty quiet months. You just feel like hunkering down, don't you? And although the nights are staying a little bit lighter longer, which is lovely. Makes you feel like we've turned a corner and spring won't be that far away. And I don't like the bow on it. Don't like that. So let's just take that off. Let me know if you put something on and then you think, oh, do you know what? I don't like it like that. You never know till you try it, do you? There we go. Nelson had his groom. He's been groomed. It's been a long, because they were so busy leading up to Christmas. He was well overdue. So I think he feels lighter now. That's better. I like that better. Probably you think, well, they don't look any different, Catherine, but yeah, I quite like that. It doesn't seem as bulky somehow, so let's glue that down. So for a slightly different look, I'm not inked round the brown card. I feel like I want a bit of something there. got a bit of some tea dyed paper. No, I don't like that. I'll have a look at a book page. Let's have a look at this. Okay. Okay, I like that. A lot of things with junk journaling is personal preference, isn't it? It can look just as good in all different ways, but it's just personal preference more than anything. That's it. So can you see that doing the layering, you don't need to have, it gives a nice coloured background. And I like that. It just gives you that little, it's as if you're putting a little frame around it. Okay, now I think there's too much there on show at the top, so I'm going to trim. Don't know what's the matter with my cutting today. Trim that down. And I'm going to put that at the top. What's some of my favourite things to do, making tags. I love making different tags. And then obviously when you come to put them in a particular journal, you can always add something extra just to tie in what your theme of your journal is. I'm going to cut that off. There we go. Right, I've got a flower for this one. Yeah. Just finishes it, can't talk. Just finishes it off nicely, I think. You put a flower or a butterfly or whatever on the top. In this case, I'm just obsessed with these flowers at the minute. They're all, this particular pack is all sepia tones. Oh. But they're not easy to get into some days. Talk amongst yourselves while I try and get in.
I will.
Oh, goodness me. Let me get a pin. That might. Let's see if that'll help. Oh. I might have to stop it and well, what a rigmarole. So, do you know, sometimes you can peel them off as easy as anything, and then at other times it doesn't help that, you know, you can't bring it towards you when you're filming. So that's nice on there. Now I feel like I want a nice so let's see if we've got, I feel like I want a larger label. That's too large. Let's see what we've got here. In here. No. Right colours, but I don't like them now. What's this little brown thing there? What's that? Ooh, that's nice. Quite like that, but it's a bit... let's try that. I might use that. I have also got these stickers, again, from that Shein haul. No, I like that better. And often, to tie it all in, I like to put a label over all the layers there. Do I want that? No, I don't now. But I've got this number 9. There. Okay, so that is that one. I'm going to round that corner. So that's tag number 2. And then number 3. So I've done a bit of inking round there. Now this is just my scrap paper from when I did the stenciling, and I really liked it. So I've put that onto there. And I'm going to stick that on. So you can get totally different looks just by how different you layer them. Oops, sticking to the desk. I did do an art journal. I haven't done an art journal for a long while, I know. I don't know if it was you, Cara, that bought. I don't know if I did 1 or 2 actually. Okay, right, so I've got the same flower here. Got it ready prepared after we couldn't open it. Now it's flirted away, I can't see it. It's here. See how that way that looks really cool underneath the flower. I like that. Yeah, let's put that on first. Stuck that down again, look. There we go. Oops. There we go. Right, do we want to put that number? Doesn't go up there, does it? See what word we could put a word on here. Let's have a look what else there is. Bit naturey sounding. Well, I don't know. Cultivate kindness. That's nice. A dream is a wish your heart makes. I like that. Where do we put it? I still like it there, actually. Okay. We'll put that on, and then I want to ink it just to take the whiteness down a touch, I think. Although we've got white in the middle. No, I think it perhaps goes. We've got white in the middle of there. Now with this one, I do have think I'm going to put an eyelet in. I do have these, which tag along. I think that will look. Let's put one of those in. Where's me good old crocodile? Just put it slightly lower. To be honest, I'm just going to straighten that bit out. Okay. Yes, I like that. That goes. You probably think, oh no, it doesn't. Okay. Trouble is with these, I've got my pliers. Let me get my pliers. I've noticed sometimes with these big ones, they don't always flatten it down. The sharp edges are left. Oh, I don't like that. So I learnt this from Eva at Bohemian Crafting. Get your pliers on the back and just give them a bit of a straighten up. Right, okay. I think some of this green sari silk would be nice. And I think I'm going to tie a bow. I'll tie a bow in this. Oh, that's because I can't feel ends of my fingers. Oh, love that. And I don't think that needs, can you see, by using the blue inking around the edge of this, it's taken down some of that brightness that, you know, you might not necessarily want. I mean, look how, which is the tag I used? Was it that one? Say, for example, they're all, can you see? It takes down the brightness, which is which I like when I'm layering. Okay, right. There we have the 3 tags made. Just show you. Move all rubbish away for you. So there we go. And actually, you know, they're 3 completely different tags. And then we could take the bases and make another completely different. I'm going to do a set of 3 with the texture paste tags that that's drying, and then you can, you know, you can get more of an idea. So excuse me. And you wouldn't have thought that perhaps, well, that looks a bit like animal print. That looks, you know, the different patterns. I like to mix the patterns as well, because you can see from, you know, some of the art, the original art, that there is a lovely mix of patterns that you probably wouldn't have ever used. So yeah, I'm really pleased with that. Do I want something at the top of that? What was my original idea for something on the top of there? I think we'll probably just put I do have a big one of those shop tag cutters somewhere. Right, but that works, just doing it like that. Have I got a little bit? Bit of scrap fabric there. Let's see what this looks like. Actually, let's put it in that way. With a little bit of this is just cotton that I use for wiping. Yeah. There we go. Yeah, I like that. That just finishes that off. Okay then, my lovely. So thank you so much for joining me today. Don't forget to like, subscribe and comment. I'm really grateful for that. It's funny how the algorithm is weird. We're not clever enough to work it out, David and I. When I did the video crafting on the hoof, which is just a mannerism of mine that I call for, you know, impromptu crafting. Oh, crikey. That really sent us down in the doldrums with the algorithm. It didn't like hoof. So, so I've got to try and get back up there. So I'd be grateful for anything you can do to help with that. Don't forget to go and check out the Ko-fi shop. Go and get yourself some freebies. And also there's some sale items left in there, 1 or 2. And I'll see you next video. Bye for now.